Sorry to keep you all waiting. My name is Will Infantine, and I'm pleased to be here today to support Victoria. She blames me for getting her into politics.
It's true.
Apparently,
we all blame you.
I apparently convinced her once to run for office, and when she got elected, I was thrilled. I got to tell you a funny story. When you go campaigning door to door, it's always good to have the buddy system. You have two people. So I told her I'd be happy to do so. So we got walking into her ward, and she didn't need me. She was just electric with everybody. Come in. Someone wanted to give me cookies. Fine, I want you to meet my husband. So she didn't need me, and I knew right then and there she had something a little different. She could really connect with the people, and they really believed what she said. And then when she got to the State House, it was obvious she knew what she was doing. Up at the podium, it's really difficult when you stand in front of 400 of your fellow representatives to know what you're doing. Right there, it's very difficult, and she knew the topics, she knew what to say, she knew how to address her fellow representatives, and she knew how to get people behind her. Immediately, as a freshman, you could see the leadership ability, and she worked very hard. She didn't just do things around the edge, she worked really hard at knowing all the aspects of a piece of legislation. And if it needed to be tweaked, she was willing to do that. She was willing to work with everyone to get a bill passed. Unfortunately, we're here at Crossroads here in the city of Manchester. We really don't have a lot of leadership. You know, you can't manage Elm Street, you can't manage City Hall. And we have a lot of problems that we need to address. And I couldn't think of a better person to do that than Victoria. She's done it, she's been in the trenches, but she's also not just someone who's been involved with politics and someone who's been a legislator. She's a mom, she's a wife, she does a lot of stuff with her kids in theater and everything else in the school. She didn't just say, well, I'm a politician, so I'm going to pretend like I care about what goes on in these things. She did that beforehand. She did those things with the school. And that's very admirable, and I know she'll bring those skills to City Hall. Now, there's been talk about the fact that there are two women running for office. And I want everyone to remember something. Not only are they two women, but they're two ladies. Regardless of whether you like Mayor Craig or not, Sheila and Victoria are ladies. They're wives, they're mothers. So when you want to get into gutter politics, like is happening unfortunately at the State House right now and in our state, please remember they do have husbands and children, and it matters what you say about someone. So for the sake of these two ladies, and the sake of our city and the voters, keep this a campaign about the issues, because when it comes to the issues, this woman will win hands down. With all your help, I know Victoria will be the next mayor of the city of Manchester. Yeah!
Follow that really. Thank you so much for coming. I ordered the weather just for you. And this it's helping with my notes here because it's sticking nicely. I am Victoria Sullivan. As Will said, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a former assistant majority leader in the New Hampshire House of Representatives. I'm a concerned resident of Manchester who moved here and lives here because I love this city. And I'm running for mayor because I love Manchester, both for what it is and for the potential of what it could be. My husband and I chose to live here. We chose to buy a home here, and we chose to raise our two children here. We're a hard-working, blue-collar family like so many others in all corners of our city. We're proud that the Queen City is our home. Like so many of my fellow Manchester residents, we chose to stay here through the tough times to make the city a better place. Like so many who love our city, I want to be a part of the solution. We stand here today in front of Millie, the iconic historical representation of another fight in the history of Manchester and in our country. The statue of Millie recognizes the role of women as the backbone of our city, from the Irish mothers fighting to save their children from famine, to the women who fought for equality, which gave birth to suffrage. The fight by strong women to make Manchester a better place is not confined to history. As a mother of 2 boys who are growing up in this city, like so many others, I'm a mom fighting for the education of all of our children. I'm fighting to win the battle against substance addiction. I'm fighting for lower taxes for all Manchester families, and I'm fighting for a stronger, more prosperous city. During my 2 terms in the House on the House Education Committee, I worked in a bipartisan fashion to give parents a larger voice in their children's education. I have a record of fighting to change the way that we teach our youngest learners, and I pledge to continue that fight as your next mayor. The opioid epidemic is far-reaching and it's painful. It's difficult to find a family in Manchester that has not been touched in some way by the tragedies of the opioid epidemic plaguing our city. Too many of us have had to mourn the loss of a loved one who could not escape the grip of opioids. Like many of you, my family has also had to face the loss of a loved one to addiction. The effects on those left behind are devastating. We have grieved long enough as a community. As your mayor, I will work together with leaders in all levels of government and in the private sector. I will work with the afflicted and their families to give the addicted and their families new hope. It's no secret that my candidacy is certainly different from many of those that run for office. I actually know the struggles the people in Manchester are facing. And that's because my family is just like yours. My family is a resilient blue-collar family. My husband has worked 2 jobs so that I could be a stay-at-home mother. And we have to make some very tough decisions about finances every single month. But that's why I know what it means when career politicians start talking about overriding the tax cap and taking away more of your hard-earned money. I understand that most Manchester families are making around $55,000 per year, and I see the sacrifices that families make every single day. Those are the families that I will be fighting for. Manchester's ability to embrace transformation is important because the reality is we are currently at yet another crossroads in our history. The violence in our streets and in our schools is in the news weekly and sometimes daily. Gang graffiti covers our crumbling roads and bridges. Our schools and parks are in disrepair and struggling. Our airport is falling behind, and our downtown businesses are suffering. We all know of several Queen City families who made the choice to leave Manchester. We hear of countless would-be visitors who chose to go elsewhere because of the current state of the city we love. It's a sad reality that Manchester is struggling, and our current mayor is doing nothing to help correct the course. We must change that. While we are at a crossroads, I truly believe Manchester can shine again. I believe that together we can take back this city and transform it into a place we all dream it can be. But to do that, we need a mayor who's one of us. We need a mayor who acknowledges the problems facing our city rather than just ignoring them. We continue to accept the status quo will be the acceptance of a beautiful city in decline. As a proven community leader, you have my promise that together we will work to make Manchester attractive to new businesses, new families, and new visitors. I will be proud to lead this city into its next transformation with the same strength, dedication, and resolve of the Millies of our past. We will not only make our city safe and prosperous again, but we will build her up so that all citizens will be proud to say that Manchester is their home. It's appropriate that we are standing together on this rainy spring day. Many cultures see rain as a symbol of unity and renewal. It signifies the cleansing of difficult times. As Victor Hugo said, even the darkest night will end and the sun will rise. We can create a new day for our city because we know who Manchester is at her core, and she is her people. I believe with all of my heart in the people of this great city. Individually, we can make Manchester incrementally better, but together, we can forge a Manchester whose best days lie ahead. Together, we can make Manchester shine once more. I ask that you join me in this campaign. I ask that you join us in the fight to make Manchester the incredible city that we know it can be. And I thank you all so much for coming out and staying with me in this weather today. Thank you.
Croc TV.